All right, I'm sitting here in my undershirt, about ready to deliver short lectures, two of them, on adolescence, specifically James, Marcia, and identity crisis. First of all, adolescence, as you know, is a time to sort things out. Those who don't have this time or don't sort things out often have an extended adolescence. It's a time of breaking away. Adolescents must rebel in order to become independent. It's a part of discovering their own values and roles. Adolescents want to look for roles that they can adopt, that they can accept and practice conscientiously. They often resist the roles given to them by parents, sometimes traditional roles, traditional gender roles, the smart kid role, the pastor's kid role, the banker's kid role. They resist these roles given to them. And again, they are looking for values that they can accept, adopt, and practice. They need to talk about values. They need to challenge values. They need to question all these things. Now, James Marcia described adolescence as a time of intense exploration and searching for acceptable commitments. Who am I? Who do I want to become? And again, this is an identity crisis, not a crisis in, oh my gosh, this is a horrible thing, but a crisis in, I need to make decisions and wrestle with these things at this stage. So these are all major questions that adolescents wrestle with. And these are some of the same questions that we wrestle with continuously throughout our lives, but we touch them at successively higher levels, never with the energy and frequency that we do in adolescence. It really is a transition time between childhood and adulthood. Now, an interaction with peers can confuse identity here. If you over-identify, if you become too absorbed in what the peer group thinks, it keeps you away from identifying self. What brings me joy? Who am I? Over-identification or misidentification with social groups. That's why we need to look at the intrapersonal intelligence, spend time exploring joys, what brings me joy, what is my bliss, what are my values, what do I think is important. The goal is integration, integrity, all parts of yourself, your values, dreams, beliefs, abilities, desires are integrated with the true self, who you are. Now, Marcia identified 5 areas in which adolescents have crisis and have to make commitments, and you can see them here. Now, know that roles and decisions are often temporarily made here. It's a transition time. You don't lock into anyone. I think about where I was in some of these areas when I was in adolescence. Now I'm 52, and these have changed significantly. If we're growing, we continue to evolve in all phases. All right, a brief overview of James Marcia, Adolescence, and an Identity Crisis. Andy Johnson, sitting in my basement, wearing a t-shirt.